Hello everybody. I'm gonna make this a one-take video. And I just want to say a couple of words about the American accent. Probably, and I'm saying probably because I'm trying to leave myself some wiggle room, just in case, because you guys scare me a little bit. Anyway, so probably the sound is not the most American sound there is. I'm talking about the sound after vowels, as in part, girl, etc., like start, etc. The sound is not the most characteristic sound of American English for a couple of reasons. Number one is because there are some non-rhotic American accents. For example, New York accent. New York, that's how they say it. They don't say New York. And there are some very rhotic British accents, such as West Country accent, for example. But also because even in RP, when you don't pronounce the sound at the end of words, for example, weather, doctor, if that word is followed by a vowel sound, then you do pronounce it. For example, the weather is nice. The doctor is here, so you still say it. In American accent, you would say the weather is nice, the doctor is here. And in British, it's the weather is nice. You still say the sound after vowels, right? So much like an American accent. Okay, but probably the most American sound there is the flap T sound and the flap D sound while we're at it, because they are the same sound, just the letter is different. For example, get up and I don't know, that's the same get up, I don't know. It's the same sound, just different letters. Why? Because the flap T is the most common sound in American English. And you won't hear it in British accents, although now you might. You know, when they link two words together, sometimes you can hear a flap T, you know, and you can hear flap T in Australian accents. Again, when you link words together, but in American accent, it's one of the most common sounds there is, consonant sounds, because it is used in so many words, and there are different like positions. The most common of which is when the letter T is between two vowel sounds, as in Italy. Between two vowel sounds in an unstressed syllable. For example, Italy, the letter T is a flap T because it is located between two vowel sounds and in an unstressed syllables. But when you say Italian, there won't be a flap T because Italian is a stressed syllable. So Italy, Italian, or positive, negative, notice, etc. But not only in that position, you can also come across a flap T after the sound. Again, after the sound and before a vowel, as in party, 40, 30, 14, artist, and again in an unstressed syllable, right? And there are some other cases, you know. And sometimes it might take a little longer than just to learn the theory to be able to use the flap T correctly, because sometimes we get used to pronouncing certain words in a certain way, and we kind of, you know, get used to so much that it's hard to change your pronunciation. For example, if you're used to saying notice instead of notice, it might take a little bit of practice and a little bit of time to get the hang of it, so to speak. So yeah, but not only that, flap T is a very important sound when it comes to linking two words together, you know. For example, and this is the thing which I think which causes a lot of frustration for learners of English, because they, for example, they know the word it, that, they know the word it and what, but they might not know that if that word is followed by a vowel sound, they won't hear the true T. For example, it is won't sound as it is in American English. It'll be it is. It is. Da, 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 da. Why the da? It's you can see it's the t, the letter T. Why does it sound all weird? Not to mention that it is reduced because it is unstressed, etc. So when we teach English, it is crucial, in my humble opinion. You might disagree with me. Feel free to express your opinion in the comments below, but be nice. Okay, so when we teach English, it might be a really good idea to choose your accent as early on as possible, because linking is what stands between our students and comfortable listening. They might know all the words, but they might not know that this is what the words sound like when they're linked together. For example, they might know we are going to eat at 8, but they might not realize that it won't sound like this. Probably a native speaker might say something like, we're going to eat at 8. Eat at 8. What's eat at 8? It's eat at 8. Because when eat is followed by a vowel sound, it doesn't sound like eat anymore. It sounds like eata. And also the linking might need some work. So yeah, the most important consonant sound in American English is the flap T. I'm digressing. So I started with the pronunciation of the letter T. So yeah, the most common American accent, in my opinion, is the flap T sound, and it's a very hard sound to pronounce. And for a lot of Russian speakers, they might confuse it with the R sound, the Russian R, which it is not, by the way. It sounds like it, but it's not. So it might take a little bit of practice, but it's not really about trying to sound like a native speaker, because what's the point, of sounding like a native speaker? They do know you're not a native speaker anyway, so what's the point? But the point of working on your pronunciation is to hear like a native speaker. And unless somebody tells you explicitly that this is what happens to this particular letter when it's followed by this particular sound, unless somebody tells you that explicitly, you cannot expect yourself to be able to know that, to be able to figure that out when you're learning English. So that's why it is crucial to work on your pronunciation, not to sound like a native speaker, but to be able to hear like a native speaker with ease and comfort and full understanding, because this is what stands between you and your excellent listening skills, pronunciation. So if you want to really, really enhance your listening, work on your pronunciation, specifically connected speech. So yeah, I wanted to record a video about one thing, but I ended up talking about a completely different thing. So maybe one-take videos were not a very good idea. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you found this video useful. So if you do, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you next time.